Hi JK,
Hi, Aditya. Yeah.
welcome to Sudeep Audio's YouTube channel. Uh, we bumped into each other at several places, so
Yeah.
finally we are here and to know your story, your journey in the world of sound engineering.
Hmm.
And first of all, hearty congratulations for winning 3 Palm IRAA
Yeah.
awards in 2018,
Right.
and feel great, I'm sure.
Thank you so much.
So, if you could run us through your sound engineering career
Hmm.
and what all you do,
Hmm.
so that people can contact you for the services you provide.
Okay.
All yours.
I started off first. All this started from while I was in school itself. I'm like formally trained in Carnatic classical music from childhood. Because I was born in a family where we have a lot of people in the family who are into music. So music was always there at home. My dad used to play violin. Mom used to be a music teacher initially. So always that has like put the basic necessities that is required into me in childhood itself. So I was like any other person. Even my parents wanted me to learn music, and I started learning Carnatic classical vocals when I was in first standard. So I went on till about 9th, 10th or so, till my voice changed, where I was not able to sing anymore. So at that point, I mean, I was not really looking into a profession into that. So it was a passion, hobby sort of thing. Then keyboard was something that was interesting me even more. So I used to play keyboard from this teacher Xavier. So he used to come home and teach on all twice a week. So that used to be my most favorite time during those school days. That was started from third standard and it went on for like 10th, 11th.
And
So
what kind of songs did you play?
see, mostly I was trained in Western classical. So he used to teach me Western classical notation, and then like of course there should be some interesting aspect also. So he used to teach me film songs as well. So where I used to perform those songs in like school assemblies, and like friends come and
Hindi
like
film songs or Malayalam?
Hindi, Malayalam, like Pehla Nasha was one song that like my friends always used still tell me to play that sometimes. So such songs also. Then some Western classical pieces as well that I
And
used
what
to.
city was this?
Cochin, Cochin. I'm
Okay,
born and brought up in Cochin.
right.
Always, if there is a music function at school, then mostly teachers used to come and contact me. And we had our music sir, who's Narayanan Gutti sir, in school. So he also used to, like we also always all the time used to sit, make music together for different programs, and that went on. That was really exciting me to go to school than classes or anything. So and then
Were you good at studies? The other
I
subjects?
I was not, I won't say I was good, but I was not bad. I was an average student.
Okay.
So I mean, it used to be like until 10th at least I used to have some, like, because there was not much not sure about what career do I choose and
Okay.
stuff. So later it came to a point, like when I was in 11th itself, I had chosen this line. So after that, I don't know, my even my studies I didn't give much interest. Like, but of course, I was an average student, not a poor student. So
But
yeah.
but music is what attracted you to go to school.
Yes, yes, yes. So music is something that that was the main reason. Like we always used to have the different like school functions, like inter school functions,
Right.
competitions and
Right.
things. So which I always used to be there. So pretty much every day I used to go to school with the keyboard.
Okay.
Like in fact, there is the first experience with sound that I had was when I was in my 8th standard. So like, I mean, it's like a, like how do I say it, like, so there was a situation where we were all called for different committees that were formed. So there was a sound and light committee, and they asked me who's interested in that. I mean, all other committees were taken by someone else, so I had raised my hand to get into the sound and light committee with my friend Ranjit. So we were handling the school assembly sound, and we had a small Ahuja mixer. We used to sit and solder cables and all in the morning, and that was good fun. I used to like it, and it's something that was interesting me also. So that was my first encounter honestly with sound. Then later it came to a little more serious discussion at home, where what are you planning to do, no, like for a, no, as a career. So of course, like any other parents, my parents also were very like curious about, he's not a guy who's going to get into, I was a science student, so they already knew that I was not really interested into what I was learning at school. But so they also started hunting on topics. That's when as a, like coincidence, L. Vaidyanathan sir, who's a like popular violinist, he happened to come home with my music sir at school to collect the keyboard for a recording, that for a project that he's working on.
Your keyboard.
Yes, for my keyboard. They wanted a keyboard for a recording. Okay. So they came to my home just to collect the keyboard. So my sir put like a word about me, and then he asked me to play something, and then I played some music on that, and then he was quite impressed, and he said, like you should not give this up. Okay. This is what you should be into. Like I don't find any other possibilities. You should not get into some other line. You should get into this line. And his son Ganesh, he was there, and he had told the first time about the field called sound engineering, which no one, including me nor my parents, we had no clue about that line. And we didn't had much sound engineers in Kerala who were popular at that time. No. So like that field was something completely new. So what happened is that then we started looking regarding it. I was doing my entrance coaching during this time for the computer science engineering. And that's when I came to know of SAE, School of Audio Engineering, where the easiest access point was Chennai for me. So we had inquired there also, and then like they sent us some prospectus and stuff. So which felt very interesting, and we had an option to do a degree and master's program as well later, which was in Australia. So I thought, yeah, this is something that I should be getting into than getting into an engineering or something which I was not really interested in. And my parents, I should really thank my parents for that, because if they would have said no at that point, like most parents, what they do is they say you do your engineering and then you get into whatever you want. But fortunately for me, they didn't say that. They said what you want to do, you do that. That really saved me a lot of time. Like if I would have got into engineering, for me, I would have ended up in this line. That was 4 years waste for me. So I could save those 4 years, which were very essential for me. I really thank my parents for that. Then what happened is eventually, like the 12th standard and all those things happened, and like it's over. I was so eager to go and join for this course, so which was in SAE Chennai. So I did a diploma, which was in 2005, and then it was a 1-year program. And after that,
But during the program, did you enjoy it because it was new to you?
yes, absolutely. I enjoyed really well. We had a thing there, like you can even book overnight studios. So you can book from 9 p.m. to morning 7 o'clock also. So every day I used to be there in that slot. So I could spend like a good 6-8 hours in the studio in the night.
What? What do you do there?
Just making music. So that is something I had started even before this line itself, because I had a keyboard that had MIDI facilities, and I could like program multi-channel. So I used to program things from an early days, like from when I was in like 8, 9 standard itself. I used to make music with that. I used to use Fruity Loops and like Cakewalk and all those basic things that used to be there. So at that point to make music. So once I was in SAE, then I got exposed to little more professional DAWs like Pro Tools, Neondo, all those things. So we started making little more, better way. I won't say still professional, but still learning at that point. And so I'm still learning. And I used to sit and book the studios and enjoy the sessions, like morning. Like I'm always a late night person still, even childhood. So the night 9 o'clock to morning 7 slot was a perfect time for me. So I used to go there, sit and practice, make music, record. We had a lot of musicians also in the batch. So it was a very interesting time during that time. And
Did you get a job after that? That's what
okay,
parents are.
now that's where the story begins. Yeah, till this point is, you know, like anyone's dream thing to study something that you really like. Now you are in the industry. Once you finish a course, of course you are now
You're
supposed
actually
to,
nowhere.
yeah. So it is like I didn't had anyone in the family or anyone who's in this line, or I don't have any person, honestly speaking, who's into recording or anything to go and assist him and start. I was like 18 at that time. So even my parents were not very, you know, like curious that he has to go work and make money and all, nothing like that. But still they wanted me to start working somewhere. That's where the reality hit me, you know. So even I thought, of course, I have to now start working somewhere. What am I going to do without any job? So that's where the real thing started, and then we had inquired at different studios. I tried some options in Chennai also, and I could just assist for 1-2 days and stuff. I mean, they didn't want to keep an assistant. So finally, I came back to Cochin, and then like through a common friend of ours, through my dad's one of his friend, he know a studio owner of a studio in Cochin. It's a leading studio, and so the story is like this. So I went and met him at his place. So the idea being, you want to get an internship or some assistant job or something. So like I said, yeah, this is what I'm looking at. I did a diploma in Chennai, which I'm saying with pride. You know, that's when I came to know there are other 50 people who had already approached him. You know, so this was some 13-14 years back. Now the scene is even bad.
Bad in what sense?
More people, more institutes, more people. Criteria that he told me is, you know, I can't give you any salaries. So you can come and assist, no, on a personal basis. Okay, I can understand, and you can come and assist. But the thing is, forget salary. You have to give me 10,000 rupees to keep me as an assistant for 3 months. This is the most difficult situation. Like, you are not getting a salary after your course. You have to pay 10,000 to the studio to work there for 3 months internship. So nowadays, even my students who are there right now, they first time when we ask them for a job itself, first thing, how much salary will I get? You know. So like honestly, I started from a even worse situation, not even zero. It's like negative. You know. We paid him an amount and went to assist in that studio. I don't want to name the studio. It's a good studio, good facility. Mainly, I decided to go there is because they have good work that was happening, and the engineer also was good. So then we finally, went there, and I started, assisting. That's when you realize whatever you learn in a school is sometimes to be erased. So mostly what you learn in a school are, like straightforward 1 to 2, A to B, C to D. That's it. What you learn. But here, when situations change, everything that you learn has changed. Everything that you hear has changed. So that's where learning through experience. So that's the first step for me when I started learning through my experience. So I was a good observer. So I used to stand and watch other engineers working. So I mean, as an assistant, you are not supposed to do anything else. No. So all that you have to do is stand there in a corner, watch. Don't even open your mouth. So that is how it started, and then luckily in about 4 months time I got a couple of opportunities through the clients who came there for recordings, who liked me, and who thought that I have some potential to work with them. And I was selected by this music composer Afzal Yusuf. So he has always been very helpful for me. So since then, so I started working for him as a engineer cum programmer. So he's a music composer as well as a producer. So he does programming as well. So I used to help him with the programming as well as the engineering part of
At
it.
his studio.
At his studio.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's when, and he was very. He has done a lot of Malayalam movies. So he was also working on many Malayalam movies, which I got also, I could be part of it. Then, of course, the story of my education didn't finish there. So I always wanted to learn more, of course, have a degree and stuff. So we decided to do the bachelor's program at SAE Byron Bay, Australia. That was the headquarters for SAE at that time. So I did my entrance again, and then finally got selected. And like in 2007, I could go to SAE Australia to do my degree program. Well, that's where a lot of things, like how my whole outlook to this industry changed. Like you are seeing a big SSL 9000 desk, you're seeing a Neve Classic console, array compressors, and many such very interesting things which you don't even see. I have not even heard about all those since till then. No? So you get to see that and experience it, and that was a really great learning experience for me. And then yeah, so that was a degree, like it was a lateral entry to the degree program because I had already done the diploma. So that went for a year and a half, and then after that I came back again.
You didn't want to settle down there?
Settling down there was an option. Like many of my friends also settled down there, but what I could understand is that I started feeling that what you went there for changes after a few years. I mean, obviously in this line there was not much jobs readily available. So most of my friends, just to settle down there, they took up jobs, like they started working in what is it, banks, like hospitals, as a job, just to get enough points, and they need some skilled labor in these sectors. So settle down in that way. I mean, even I was working part time. I was working as a cook, as a bus driver, a chef, yeah, dishwashing. See, all these are interesting, but in fact, even I sometimes thought I should do dishwashing and have a living. But it was earning well, and it was. I mean, in Australia, you have dignity for labor. You do that. No one is saying, "Arey, he is doing dishwashing." Over here, it is different. So at that time it came into that sort of an angle that if I settled down there, I was not sure if I would do this career, I would go into the same line. I mean, I'm happy that I didn't settle down there, because most of my friends who settled down there are not really doing this thing now. So in fact, what you spend all these years for just gets wasted. Of course, I mean, settling in Australia is definitely it's like a paradise, for anyone. So I decided only holidays in Australia, no work. So I came down at that point, and then through Afzal itself, I met Ajit Abraham George, who is the chief engineer at Vismaya Studio. Vismaya Studios was owned by veteran actor Mohanlal. So through Ajit, I joined Vismaya as an engineer in the Cochin division. So that is when I started working into post production, like seriously. So there were a lot of movies that were happening. So movies, I mean, like every day there is at least about 18 hours of work. So it is like so much of, I mean, even Mohanlal's movie itself was like you might know, no, like so there was so much of work happening in that studio. Even song recordings were happening. So I got to work with many composers such as Ause Pachan, then Gopi Sundar, Alphonse. All of these people are very reputed music composers in Kerala. So I got to work in many projects like that, and also into post production for Red Chillies, Sagar Elias Jackie, then and many other Malayalam films. Like even I could be part of Mohanlal's many. I'm a sort of very big fan of his.
So what kind of work did you do there?
It more of ADR and like track laying and.
So wasn't that also late hours and 18 hours a day?
Yes,
Continuous
yes,
tiring.
yes. Yeah, it is a very tiring job, and that was. I mean, you need to have passion. Unless you don't have passion, if you sit in front of Pro Tools and you are not liking it, you cannot be in this line.
Correct.
If you are in front of Pro Tools, it should be like you are in a beach. That there are so much to explore in that. Like so, that should be a joyful thing for you to do.